Hi, it's Chris from Bricknell Rentals. The scheme that we've outlined in the article is a cash deposit scheme where the limit of the landlord security is 5 weeks rent. There's a new scheme on the market that's called Reposit, and that limits the landlord security to 8 weeks rent. Let me tell you a little bit how it works. The tenant is offered the option of the Reposit scheme, and once the tenant has been successfully credit referenced and all the various other things, is invited to sign up to the scheme by paying 1 week's rent. Once the tenant's paid, the landlord is covered by 8 weeks worth of security. You might ask what happens at the end. Well, at the end of the tenancy, there's obviously the checkout documents are done, compared with the inventory, any adjustments or whatever is identified. And if the tenant agrees those deductions and pays the money, then that's transferred directly to the landlord. If there is a dispute, then what happens is that the tenant has the opportunity of proposing an alternative deduction. If that's not accepted, then the tenant has to pay £60 for it to go to arbitration. Once it goes to arbitration, an independent arbiter will debate on the scene and make an award. Then the tenant is invited to pay that money. If he doesn't pay the money, then Reposit will pay the money and refer it to their insurers. In the case of if the tenant is uncontactable or doesn't engage in any dialogue at all, then what will happen is that the Reposit will try and take the money from the card for about 14 days. Once 14 days are up, they will pass it to the insurers and the landlord will get paid out. So it's another scheme that's interesting, gives a bit more security for landlords, more attractive for tenants as well, because you don't have to stamp up the full deposit. You only pay 1 week's rent and then you pay any dilapidations as they arise. So not a bad scheme, something to think about. Thank you. Bye-bye.